Since the dawn of man, people have beat on drums since around 6000 BC. For years, Mesopotamian artifacts have been unearthed, such as small, cylindrical drums made out of hollowed-out logs that were believed to be used as communication devices in very primitive times. Drums evolved to become much more prominent roles for American Indians and other tribal ceremonies, which had ritual dancing and celebration. Eventually, they were even used in fierce battles such as the Civil War. The five drummers marched their soldiers to victory in the north. Drums have always been used for more than merely just creative music. A drum is technically called a memberphone, which is an instrument from the percussion area of music. It is an empty cylinder that has a membrane pulled over both ends, and sometimes just one. It is hit with wooden and plastic sticks, metal brushes, and hands. A drum itself is not what precedes the sound. It is like talking through a tube, which makes the voice louder. Drums have a circular base, and when it is hit, it makes the sound louder and goes around more, so the impact on the membrane makes a vibration that creates the sound when struck. The snare drum, however, has a snare at the bottom which can be turned on and off. When it is on, hitting the drum creates that vibration, making a very loud high sound. The most primitive and basic form of drumming originated by the Neanderthals. They all clapped and hit their knees and chest with their open hands. Different kinds of beats and rhythms were invented by developing this method. Back in those times, there wasn't much technology with audio or instruments, so their limitations to louder volume was scarce. That is when, later, the development of the drum emerged. The standard drum set consists of a snare, 3 tom-toms, a bass drum with a foot pedal, hi-hats, crash, and a ride cymbal. The creation of the cymbals and also the tom-toms were brought over from China. It originated from parades and marching bands from New Orleans in the 1930s. Those marching bands had their percussionist marchers only play one drum instrument, such as the bass line, cymbals, snare line, and front line who played mallets. Eventually, the thought occurred that one man could possibly play more than one drum simultaneously. The idea brought forth the modern-day drum set. Drums have impacted society because they were used in many predominant roles in history. Tribal battle with Native Americans used the beat of their drum to create loud noises that drove fear into their enemies. Drums were played in civil times as they marched their soldiers into battle during the Civil War. Drums were used in several kinds of celebration, many forms of musical entertainment, and also cult practice along with pagan rituals. Percussion as a whole is used to bring out strong emotional passion in rhythm, which awakens the deepest inner animal aggressions that man possesses within him. Drums have greatly contributed to cultural and political change that break down society as a whole. Drums have always been, and no matter what era of time or evolution occurs, or society change happens, until the end of mankind, drums will always be.